Okay. Hi, my name is Clara Ross, and this will be my project for the final project video. Um, and my project is the intersectionality of women with disabilities. So, the main goal was to educate people and make them more aware and inclusive for women with disabilities. At first, I wanted to do multiple combined ideas, like having an Instagram account about it, and posts over, a period of time, reading multiple books with my book club, and looking at disability access on campus. But I did run into some constraints that I was unable to be on campus and get all of this done with the short summer session class. Also, after doing some of my own research, I learned that physical access, like ramps or elevators, are usually provided in the United States due to our laws. The bigger issue I learned is awareness and inclusion. In my research, I learned that even feminist groups, disabled women feel that they struggle and do not have a voice. Disabled women are also often categorized as someone to pity and are seen as asexual. So, what I decided to do, since I could not do all of my big ideas in the time period that we were given, I decided to do a book club. And even though I'm not on campus with my book club that I am involved in on campus, because they were unable to meet on a call or in person due to availability and time restraints. So my mom who is a special education teacher, volunteered to read the book with me and chat about it. The book I chose was called Hunchback by a Japanese author, Seiyu Ichikawa. The story was about a wheelchair and ventilator-bound wealthy Japanese woman named Shaka. She creates an online personalities to help define herself, express her sexuality, and find personal agency. Now we will go on to the book club discussion. Okay, this is my mom.
Hi.
And I'm going to pull up what we will chat about.
I listened to the book on tape, and it was really good listening to it.
Yes. Okay, so some of the book club questions for examining intersectionality of gender and disability for the book Hunchback are right here. So, the first question I have is, how does the intersection of gender and disability impact Shaka? In what ways are her experiences different from those of disabled men or able-bodied women? What do you think?
So I think a big thing for her, obviously, was her sexuality.
Yes.
And she was just seen as very asexual, but she was very smart, and she wanted to kind of define herself. So that's why she wrote all that stuff online,
yes.
like as a personality.
Right.
Would you agree?
I agree with that as well.
They did at one point. Oh, sorry. They mentioned like the other guy that lived like in the same complex as her.
Yeah.
And I felt like maybe men that are disabled have more opportunities than women do.
Yeah, and I know like some of the reading articles that in other countries it's like disabled men are even put higher than women who are even not disabled, which is crazy.
That is crazy.
Okay, any other thoughts on this question?
No, not really.
Okay, my next question is, what is ableism and what role does it play in Hunchback?
So I think ableism is like assuming that people that
have disability.
Yeah, can do the same things that people. Just assuming that they're able to do the same things, not thinking about the restrictions.
Right, like with her books.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, how she would read. She really liked to read, but it was really hard for her to hold up a book. So it would take her 10 times longer than the average person, and she took a lot of online classes and had to read for those.
Yes.
So it was like people there didn't understand what she was going through when trying to read it, but she was frustrated. Yeah.
Yeah, because she would get so much tired or faster than a normal person would, and it was hard for her to hold the book physically. Yeah, so it was really a good example of something I would never have thought of. Like you always think about wheelchairs, they have to have ramps or whatever, but I never would have thought about how hard it is to hold a book.
For sure. Okay. How does Shocker use humor? Is it a way to feel more able, or is it a way for her to be self-deprecating?
Ooh, it might be both.
Yeah, like a coping mechanism.
A coping mechanism, yeah, because some of her humor is really sarcastic, when
right.
you say.
Yeah.
So that's a big part of it. Like, she's kind of sarcastic. Like, she says really weird things like, if I were able-bodied, I would want to be a prostitute.
Oh, yeah, and the thing how she wants to have a baby and stuff, but she couldn't.
Right.
Yeah.
But so I think sometimes she just says things for like shock value, but also it kind of is stuff you wouldn't expect from her.
Right.
So some of it is kind of, not that that's humorous, but some of it's kind of humorous. She's sort of snarky, I think.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay. How do ableist attitudes come into play when Shaka tries to read a book? Going off of what we talked about.
Yeah.
Have you ever considered picking up a book and reading it with your eyes as a privilege that not everyone else has? Kind of goes along with what we said.
Yeah, we said no.
We never thought about it, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Why is pregnancy such a strong desire for Shaka? Why would she want to get pregnant but then abort the pregnancy, which was a situation in the book where she wanted to get pregnant and then abort it?
Because, yeah, she knew she physically couldn't handle a pregnancy.
But she wanted to seem normal.
She wanted to seem, and I think
normal.
because she's like, I think about 40, wouldn't you say in the book?
Mm-hmm.
So I think she was like coming to the age where a lot of women, you know, are getting pregnant or having children, and like she wanted to be part of that, but she
knew she couldn't.
Knew she couldn't.
So that would be a way, oh, well.
Yeah, so she was kind of, and then also I think it would show control over her body.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that as well. Yeah,
like she got pregnant and she made a choice then
it wasn't
not
like,
to be pregnant anymore.
Yeah. So she had control, and, you know,
Yeah.
she doesn't always have control with her disability.
No.
That's a good point. Okay, why does Shaka say that she is not a normal woman? How does she define normal?
I mean, obviously, like her physical disability, like the fact that she's in a wheelchair.
And what other people can do, but she cannot.
Yeah, she has to use a ventilator. But also, I think it's hard for her to be social.
Yeah.
Because it talked about how hard it was for her to even leave the house, like what a pain it was.
Right.
So she doesn't leave a lot.
Normal and go out and socialize other than online and stuff.
Right.
Or
so
people come to her.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and also, like, she had to have the aides take care of her, come in every day and, like, bathe her and, you know, do a lot of the stuff that she can't do for herself.
Yeah, that a normal person would.
Right.
Okay. How has technology created more opportunities for severely disabled women related to work, social activity, and interaction with people beyond their physical capabilities? I think she has a lot of connection to this question because she does a lot online.
Yeah, like, she takes jobs, like independent writing jobs and stuff, but then because she's wealthy, she just gives the money away.
Right. So yeah, also I don't know, we touched lightly on this. She her family was very wealthy, so then it's different because in most situations people do not have enough money for like if they're disabled and stuff, but she's just really rich and has all the stuff, so she just wants to work to be able to, you know, do something and interact with people and stuff.
Well, like the taking classes thing.
And taking classes constantly to say she's a student.
Yeah, that was interesting because she said, because I'm not sure who she's talking to about this, but
online people,
yeah, but she was like, people always ask, what do you do? And like, you can't just say I'm disabled.
Yeah, so she would say I'm a student.
Because that at least gave her like a definition.
A definition. This is what I do.
Like, I'm a special ed teacher, you're a student.
Yeah.
You know, your dad's
college.
a nurse. It was like the first thing people ask you is like, what do you do?
And she would say, I'm a student.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. Okay, as a wealthy woman, Shaka has a financial class identity that gives her an advantage. However, her disability gives her a big disadvantage as well. How do these two things impact her relationship with a male nurse? How does she rely on him? How does she hold power position over him?
So, like, she's his employer.
Yes.
So she's paying him.
Mm-hmm.
And then she sort of offers for him to be paid to be a sperm donor.
Yep, that as well, because the whole thing where she wanted to get pregnant and then abort it.
Yes, but then also...
And she does not, but...
Yeah, but also, like, the whole thing with... her parents had always set it up so that only female nurses would, like, bathe her and help her go to the bathroom and stuff, but I think it's supposed to be, like, during COVID or something, and they couldn't get enough female nurses.
Right, or the time where they didn't have enough nurses, yeah.
Yeah, and so she agrees to have a male clean her So then, like, that would be a position of power that he would have over, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, a lot of nurses or doctors or whatever have a position of power over their
Right.
patients because their patients can't do certain
Just do it
things,
for-
and they're doing
yeah.
it for them.
Yes.
So it was kind of weird like that. But
Yeah,
obviously,
it was
he
just the
didn't have
situation.
nearly the money she had,
Right.
so that gave her power.
Yes. Okay. Why would the male nurse bring up the pregnancy and abortion with Shaka? What are his motivations for bringing up these issues?
Well, he said it was for money, but it was
Yeah.
weird, first of all, that he
Yeah.
was even following her,
Yeah.
like, accounts.
Accounts, yeah, because it's her employer. Like, why are you following her accounts?
Yeah,
That's
that
a
was
little
kind of
odd.
weird. But he said it was for money, so I guess that was his motivation.
Yeah. Interesting. How does the sex scene Shaka writes make the reader feel? Would the reader feel differently if they were written by someone without a disability? What do you think?
I mean, they are pretty graphic, so they kind of make you uncomfortable.
Yeah, I think it would
They
make
do.
anyone, even if a non-disabled person wrote
Yes,
it. Yeah,
exactly.
for sure. But it definitely is a way for her to express herself.
Do you want me to get a cord? Because we're about to...
Well, it's
Okay.
we're at 11 minutes. There's one more question. Sorry, my
Okay.
computer is on low. Okay, last question we have today. Why does the author make the end of the book unclear? Why is it blending reality and fantasy and the story about the murder as well? How does this leave the reader? So at the end, there's like a weird murder thriller type vibe things going on.
Yeah, I don't know. The end
was-
confused me, but
yeah,
I guess
it was confusing for me too.
it was just out there, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. Because I guess it's kind of like the thing where somebody wakes up after like being in a coma and they had just dreamed the whole thing,
Yeah.
you know? But
And then
it's
there's
not
some
quite
other thing
like
going
that.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it was back to her writing, because it started out where the first
She was
book
writing
was where
it.
she was writing about
It
the
was
sexual
writing
stuff.
yeah.
So then is she writing again, or
And
was
we don't
it
know
just
it,
all
yeah.
like weird, like, I don't know. It
Yeah,
was confusing.
It was an interesting type of ending.
Yeah.
Okay, any closing thoughts for this book?
No, it was good. I
All right.
appreciated reading it.
Yes. Okay, thank you for watching our video and listening about my project. It was really interesting and fun to research about. Again, the time restraints kind of affected the whole thing, but if I had more time, if I did it in a regular semester, I think I would have been able to do everything I wanted to do. Thank you. Oh, wrong thing. Oh no. Undo.